The third strategic phase for PIND, and I joined early enough to participate in the very start of this strategic phase. The journey has been a very good and rewarding one. It has been an impactful journey so far within the Niger Delta. We have carried out a number of activities and interactions that has benefited the region. We had 4 strategic focus for the phase. The first one was to influence government to reduce multiple taxation and the legal levies on small businesses in the region. The second one is that we planned to influence government policy on access to land for smallholder farmers. The third one is we hoped to influence government spending within the region in increasing their spending in development activities within their states through the long-term plan that we had helped to implement in those states like Abia State, Cross River State, and Edo State. And the fourth one, we wanted to be able to influence the region to have a common peacebuilding architecture.
We work on issues around governance, policy, and social accountability. And we're doing this with other interest groups who are either civil society or business membership organizations. All these are critical stakeholders within that, the business ecosystem. We're able to mobilize and bring them together to organize against multiple and illegal taxation in Rivers State with the support of PIND. Our partnership and collaborative effort with PIND has been an exciting one, because PIND has a big platform. Their reach is quite broad within the Delta here. It enables us to penetrate deeper than we couldn't have done if we were working just by ourselves as civil society organizations in Rivers State. So strengthens our advocacy against multiple and illegal taxation within the region. Research is done by even PIND, the Rivers State Tax Justice and Governance Platform, and government agency like SMEDA. All the research reports quite stated that multiple taxation has been a clog in the growth of small businesses, particularly smallholders, farmers, and the nano businesses in this region. Fighting this hydra-headed challenge of multiple and illegal taxation in the region would help, reduce poverty and at the same time conflict in the region. But I would say that we're creating awareness. More stakeholders are beginning to talk about the dangers of illegal and multiple taxation as it affects small businesses in the Niger Delta.
PIND is one of our strengthening partners. They have worked with us on a few projects. One of them initially was on the development policy for the state, which also was the one handling the ease of doing business pillar. And the second happened to be supporting us on our access to arable land initiative in the state. And that I actually chair the arable land committee. We had observed that a lot of you call smallholder farmers are presently having difficulties in accessing land, not just in Edo State, but in other regions within the Niger Delta. PIND had worked on to ensure that they could bring in all the stakeholders to look at the issues and to know what the challenges could look like or what the challenges were. That had also prompted them coming up, making recommendations to His Excellency the Governor to say we needed to come up with the Arable Land Committee to further deepen and look at the issues. And that has really worked very well in terms of some of the activities, going to the communities that possibly we could get lands from, making them understand that this land is actually for farming, for arable crops, and their benefits also. So far, I can tell you that the reception has been quite good with the communities, because they also now know what they can do in that respect. And that has really brought, again, a kind of relationship you want to see with government and the community.
Advocacy is all about leveraging networks, for our programs to have closer ties with the government, closer ties with stakeholders, and also evaluating and counting this engagement across board. So some success stories have been with our one team approach. Working with peace building, we've been able to support on the policy side, the policy angle of pushing the NDRPS, that is the Niger Delta Regional Peace Building Strategy. And through our combined efforts, that has been a success so far. And with the MSD team, so what advocacy does is through MSD, through addressing constraints to multiple taxation and access to land, we support the work, the constraints that are faced within the market system development and the economic development team. So through collaborations with government stakeholders, we talked about the long-term development plans, being on one page, getting the support and the buy-in of the government agencies have greatly contributed into these states adopting our long-term development plans and implementing long-term strategic planning for their budgets and the delivery of goods and services and governance to their states. These have been some collaborations that have borne fruits, over time. Another program in which we've seen a lot of lessons has been ND-Link, where we saw that to have a human face, having to have strategies to better engage with stakeholders is very, very important, because by getting feedback from our stakeholders, by building content plans, having a listening ear to the stakeholders that we serve, we've been able to see an upsurge in engagement and impact and met our targets.
We learned that within government, we don't always have to focus on the political leaders for the work that we do. The work that we do for states and within government are around policies and policy implementation. So the best focus that we have to have within the government is to work with the civil service, because the civil service are there permanently. So when we focus on working with the civil service, we get better results because of the sustainability aspect of the policies that we are looking for. So that's really very good for us. There are transformations that we are beginning to see.
So we've seen ideas come into action, and we've seen that we are more adaptable to a lot of pressures. We are more adaptable to a lot of changes. Thinking on our feet, thinking last minute, and growing on policy, advocacy, and problem solving.
And we've also seen government, state actors beginning to adjust their framework. There is a paradigm shift now, at least from the private sector, and the state too is beginning to listen. Being able to bring all the diverse stakeholders together is something that is remarkable and should be celebrated.
All that we planned to do within this third strategic phase, we pretty much achieved. There's now legislation around multiple taxation and the legal levies. That was our prayer at the beginning, and this happened. There are policies now around access to land for smallholder farmers. States are adopting that model. We have been able to influence spending from government on development programs and activities. We are seeing that evolving. Government are beginning to align their spending to the long-term plan. We have been able to establish a framework for peace and security within the Niger Delta. We have a document that speaks to that, and hopefully we will get the states to start implementing it and cooperating. And lastly, but not the least, not related to our strategic focus, but very key, is the fact that we have played a big part in the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act. We have worked with CSOs, NGOs, worked with government organizations, worked with the settlers, that the oil and gas companies, to make sure that the process of implementing the PIA was smooth and that there's value that people are beginning to derive with that. We carried out that under the umbrella of Bridges project that we did with Ford Foundation. So there's a lot that we have achieved in this strategic phase. We are looking forward with excitement into this next strategic phase. It will not be so different in terms of implementation because we will still be chief servants to the other units, trying to work with them, but much more in nexus with all that they have to do. So advocacy as a unit will implant itself in every program areas within PAIN Foundation. And we are excited and looking forward to that.